What's up, everybody? Sensei here. Welcome to the show. Welcome to another video. If you're living in UK or Europe, let eRides provide all your PEV needs and accessories.
What's up, everybody? Sensei here. I'm making myself laugh. This is a different video today. I was getting questions on how I ride, my stance, and the stance that I use, okay? So, that's what I'm going to explain today. The setting is different, but I think it's good to be in a different setting because you can learn just as much off your EUC as you can while you're riding it, all right? So, get your attention down here. I'm going to turn to the side, actually. You get a better view. What I do, I always keep my weight centered. I keep my weight centered, all right? I'm not leaning too far forward and I'm not leaning too far back. I take my left foot and I leave my leg. My left leg is slightly bent. When I first started riding, I used to lock my left leg out, and what happened was I started getting pain in my left leg, all right? And back up this way. And what happens too, it's the same thing as fighting. If you're throwing a punch and you're shadow boxing, you never lock, you never fully extend your arm. Never fully extend your arm unless you're going to hit a target. Because if you extend your arm, eventually you're going to hurt your elbow. That's the same thing with your knee. Okay? You can go back down. You want to keep your knee slightly bent. At least that's what I do. Then I take my right leg and I slide it, or my right foot forward, and I'm like this. So when you see me riding, I'm like this. This is what I look like from the side. Just like this. And I keep my weight centered, and I use my legs and my knees as shock absorbers. Just like this. Okay? And when I want to accelerate, what I do is I keep my body straight, but I put my right foot goes up on the ball of the foot, and I just put pressure down into the pedal. That's it. Just like that. And that'll help me accelerate. Okay? Now, turning around to the front, again, shoulders straight, body centered. And I'm gonna take, and it's like fighting. You don't want your stance too narrow. If you fight with a narrow stance, you can get pushed over. That's my mindset when I'm thinking. So I keep my stance wide enough so I feel stable. Okay, you want to be stable when you ride. I want to go back down. Now, your knees. Your knees are very important. Why I stand with a stagger stance, one, it's more comfortable for me, and I stand with my feet straight, my toes pointed straight. So when I bend my knees, look at my knees. Look, where do they go? They're facing forward. You see, they're forward. Now, you'll have some riders, now there's nothing wrong with this, but what they'll do, they'll stand, in ballet they call this first position. I'm gonna over-exaggerate it a little bit so you can see it, where your toes are pointed out. So what happens is when you bend your knees go out like that. And to me, when I do that, my body wants to dip forward. I don't like that. So when I bend my knees, my body wants to go forward. Again, that's me. So, now I noticed that some people, they'll take and they like to pinch their toes in. They point their toes in. Now if you point your toes in and you bend your knees, look what happens. Your knees go in. So imagine doing 25, 30 miles an hour and your knees are bending in and you're trying to stabilize yourself. To me, it puts a lot of pressure on the knees. That's why I like my stance a little bit wider, and I keep my knees straight, and I'm here because I can bend and I can move. That is my logic. That's my logic behind my stance. This was very, very quick. The thing is, you have to play around with it and find out what works for you. This works for me. Again, my height is 6'1". I weigh 100, my riding weight's about 190, 195 pounds, give or take. And my inseam, again, is 34 inches. So I have very, very long legs. This is comforting for me. Now for other people, again, you're gonna have to make adjustments depending on your height, depending on your weight. There's a whole lot of factors that go into it, but the most important is find out what works for you. I hope this helps. This is very, very quick. Again, I'm Sensei. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, good night, and ride your wheel like you hate it.